Good morning, Vietnam. Okay, this is not at all the tone that I should be setting for this live stream. This is going to be an interesting one, mayhaps, perhaps. So, bear with me. I got a massive dopamine hit in terms of getting good news before I hit the live button. So, bear with the energy. And I got some good rest. By God, I've been having some severe sleeping issues. My scheduling is all messed up. But give me a moment. I need some of my side dishes here prepared. 2 seconds. But let's see. What is this live for? I have a friend that I've had for, oh my goodness, maybe it's over a decade. I've known this person. Throughout the years that I've known my buddy, they have been uh, a professional hacker. And I met them through having some kind of meme page that I made on Facebook many years ago when I was an edgelord posting all this nonsense. And I don't know what I can and can't reveal about this. I mean, I'm not giving his name or anything. I'm not going on his Facebook, but I should give some context. He would be able to, before he started working for the legal department or doing this in a legal capacity, he was a hacker. He would be able to sit outside of a Starbucks and just use Wi-Fi and break into everybody's anything on their cell phones. No BS. And that's just how he was able to get by and whatnot. So now he's a professor at a high school and he teaches younger people and in there too how to, I guess, make programs and protect themselves. So he's working for the good guys now. He made a website, and that's this one. Okay, I don't know how YouTube is gonna react to me using this. This is his website. This is my hacker friend's website, and it's like using a digital computer. It's a great way to. I mean, all right. Let me make it very clear. I am not a technical expert, and this is related to. He's taken the time to take over 257 pages of newly released Epstein. I can't be nervous about saying Epstein information like scrapbooks and client lists, pictures. I mean, you might well see while you're watching this stuff for the first time regarding the Epstein shit that we have been demanding, and there needs to be a consistency on that. So, what's interesting about this website is if you don't know what you're doing, I guess you could. I don't know. I haven't really clicked all the other things here. I'd be nervous to, but since it's on the surface web, it's not on the deep web or anything. It's okay. So he's got a file here called hacking downloads. But if you know where you're looking, here we go. Downloads. Double click, just like using somebody else's computer. This is going to load. There we go. Epstein files. I'm going to ask him why he made it like this specifically, but that's a lot of talent. He knows how to code and do all that. 2 files here. Let's see. I was going through these earlier, and it's shocking. It is just shocking that all this information is available, and you can get a very disturbing look into this guy's life and the people that knew him. Here we go. Let me full screen it if I can. All right, so there's like a table of contents. Prologue, Ghislaine Maxwell, family, Paula Seymour Mark. There's some redacted stuff, but this is a compilation. Oh, there's two. So this is one of 238 pages right here. Then there's a second. So there might be another 200 pages. I only got through the first 200. So just check this out for anybody that ends up in here. Right now, I can't see the chat. I could very well be talking to myself, but I'm certain with the attention on this case, somebody's going to be interested. So here we go. Here's the first thing. We're going to get into like his childhood, and you start to see where there things take a turn. There's his birth certificate. Like this is all legitimate. I told him I was going to do this on a live stream. There's a young Epstein. Is that Coney? Sorry, I'm taken aback. I remember seeing this the first time, like, what, a week ago, but what is the let me see if I could read this script. These were you those were you I can't read that. Before you began and see now. Don't worry, it's not all like this, but Cub Scout graduation. What a compilation of information. Here's the childhood. And this stuff I'm gonna be going whisking right through because it doesn't take very long to get to the stuff of interest. But I guess if you wanted any sort of confirmation that this is a comprehensive breakdown of the exact material to show strong evidence of a life lived. Oh, are these all of his properties? Look at this. Inside the home. I wish I could. I mean, I was of the generation that wrote script in school. Iran. Happy birthday. There's a lot of happy birthday cards. Oh, shit. Okay. There's a young Ghislaine, and that looks like a 1991. 50 years old. See, this is the real deal. I can share this website's URL if you're interested. This is my buddy. I don't think he'd want me to give any inference of his name. illegalwebsite.com/start/start. Oh man, we're going way back into his roots. We got all kinds of family photos. May 2003, here's a birthday letter that Epstein received. May 2003 proved to be the year you are most happy. Dear son Jeff, this is one of his parents. I have been very busy reminiscing since Ghislaine asked me to write about you for your book. Did a book ever get published for him? About him? I mean, about him, clearly, but he was working on, I think, a biopic of something, or some kind. I keep thinking about then and now. My father drove Seymour and me to the hospital. Seymour was mentioned as direct family earlier. No last. Why was there no last name? Okay. To the hospital that cold, snowy day in January to become parents of a beautiful, healthy son. Oh, if only they knew. Did they know? He's 50 years old at this point. When you get through some of the other people that are writing in this thing, they all know what he likes. It's referenced, and the further down we go, the more disturbing it's gonna get. What's up, White Dragon Hillbilly? Have you guys seen this? Perchance, if you want the URL for this crap, just say the word. I mean, it's right up here. I don't know what you can see, but this is the shit. I think it's readily available. I mean, clearly, it's on my buddy's website. I recall you refused to go to sleep unless I used to stay from Grandma's golden book that she bought for 25 cents. Okay, I'm going to skip over the family lesson. Today, a limousine awaits as a dignitary. Imagine waking up like this, or living like this. Fucking tone deaf and disconnected from like real people. People that are this wealthy, man, they don't share the same reality as us. They live in a world where they are serviced to every degree, catered to, pandered to. So I guess if there's any evidence that this is all legitimate, one needs to only look at everything that leads up to the stuff, and it's gonna get significantly more disturbing. Nothing that can get a ban. I mean, I just don't know how YouTube is gonna be like, oh, you're looking at some legitimate Epstein files. Brooklyn, getting past all this like early childhood stuff. How I remember Jeffrey from Fran. Jeffrey was born average in size, a dazzling smile, lightning blue eyes, the mind of a truly great mathematician. To me, he is someone beyond all description. My contribution, a simple toy for such an outstanding little boy. He assembled the thousand of knots, screws, and bolts, created an empire with astounding results. No shit. The memory I shall never forget. It all started with an erector set. Okay. I have to look over the tone there. There's obvious dark humor chronicle. These are articles that they put. This is a scrapbook that somebody, I think Ghislaine, the book that never released. So it's all of his friends that implicate themselves. Freak show. Teen brings home Brit. Fans wild over dynamite tuna. Okay, all kinds of weird shit here. I am. This is redacted. Horny Seagate girls. Wait, what is this shit? Looking for some thrills. Call. Huh. 3 guys sitting in a boat. Eat 'em, beat 'em, and cheat 'em. Eat 'em says to beat 'em. What in the... So, Jack, you got a cream side? Ain't got it, Jack. You got a sundae? Ain't got it, Jack. You got a fudge side? Vanilla pop? Yeah. Forget about it. Pizza? Ugh, man, who knows what the hell I'm looking at? What do we got here? Cab driver shit. Absolutely full information. Classrooms of... So we're kind of traveling through time here, through his childhood. There he is at 27 years old. Fucking demon. This is a different kind of life, so bear with me. This was my idea. Wanted to be a rebel, I suppose. Yep. Alright, so here's all this Epstein crap. Send this poor starving child of nature a nice can of dynamite tuna. What is the consistency of this dynamite tuna reference? Could you have it on your conscience not to? Okay, we're getting creepy. Childhood friends. And all the way to the island. Girls on my boat. Sorry. Bear with me. It's early. What the fuck is that? Let's see. Uh-oh. Okay. Girls on my boat. We picked up girls on beach, went out on boat. I tell them with knife in my hand to take suits off. But Warren tells don't worry. His name is JN. He's just joking. He lives at so-and-so. I tell Mark to throw him into water. He did. I don't even know what to make of that shit. Castaways Volume 1. I was porking some girl in bed and Jeff brings in the main to make bed. She left screaming and never came back. This is all stuff and scraps from his life that was being compiled together. I don't know how much of this was meant to stay absolutely private based on the redacted stuff. I'm guessing this wasn't for... all of this wasn't for release. So we have a mix of like what was going into this book that was being created. Or maybe this was a book not even meant to be released for the public. We both in bed porking some girls. I said, what do you think? While he's shoving penicillin down my throat. What the flying shit? I went the whole day without speaking English. Jeff told everybody I was raised on a boat in Brazil. Bear with me. Sorry, I need water. I was raised on a boat in Brazil. When I came out of the bathroom brushing my teeth and spit the foam on the floor. Jeff says that's how they do it in Brazil. This is going to get weird. Concord Hotel. Jewish Singles Weekend. Yeah, so is the Jews, right? Oh, YouTube ain't going to like that. I'm Jew passing. Or Jew-being. Columba Jew. Check out Stuck in the Middle for more on that. Sits us down at the table with ugly girls, and I told them, don't you have any pretty ones? We get in room. Jack says, don't touch my hair. You dump water right on his head. Then we see room on fire. We set room on fire. Throwing food in dining room. No one would serve us, so they put us by kitchen. Gave us all our money back and told us to leave and never come back. What they're trying to do, I guess, reminiscing and poetry. What is this? Jewish Singles Weekend. Sit us down. This is this repeat. 2 very young girls. Okay. All right. I got to be aware of the optics here, but I'm going to push this as far as I can go. All right, again, this is Epstein shit. My hacker buddy for many, many years made this website, posted it, said, check it out. It's like a digital computer. Two very young girls, probably just 17, and we're riding in my father's caddy. Park Ave, top down, smooching it up in car. Drop dead laughing. Ocean Reef trip. Start off, you get speeding ticket. You're with redacted, and her mother's looking at me like I'm a boy of candy, a box of candy, showing food the whole time, shoving food the whole time down my mouth. The boat ride in redacted birthday present boat. The rabbi's daughter. Jeff would call the house rabbi's voice and say, "This is redacted's father." I would bring her up to your mother's house and make her take her top off so we could touch her boobs. Her and would play together with toys. I see this is 2003. Adjacent to this letter is something from 2003. It's very confusing to go through all this random shit. This is a buddy of his, Johnny Boy Kafka. Full address, full phone number. Shit, man. Well, I have no doubt I'm taking some risks looking at this, but it is public domain. So, with that, dearest Jeff. And yes, it's that Jeff. What's up, White Dragon and Hillbilly, by the way? What's up? It doesn't matter. Yes, very early. I guess I just wanted to share this shit that's available. Right now, people are rightfully so agitated about everything that's occurred, and it seems like the Epstein shit is being swept entirely, and that's not lost on me. So having this friend of mine, I don't know, I'm not gonna keep on proposing it like I have some big deal connection. I don't. He made a website. You can go visit the shit yourself. 50 years old. You really have had a pretty amazing life. Amazing because of where and when it started. Paula and Seymour fucking. Who was there to tell him where to stick it? All of it this is a consistent thing, because this is not the first time I've looked through this portion, is perversion. I guess these are just friends being friends and just talking their shit. But I talked about maybe doing this on Stuck in the Middle, but I just couldn't imagine. That's why I chose here. I'll have to ask Josh what he thinks. All right. Okay, this is talking about Jeffrey Epstein's parents. Anyway, from that night back in May of 1953, as they lay there intoxicated from their lovemaking, little did they know what they would be bringing into the world early the next year. I could say that again. Let's fast forward to you. I remember summers when Warren would always work some shit-ass job. Nathan's for minimum wage. I would always find something. Male Ego in Brighton Beach, and Frog would too, Cabana Boy. But you, Jeff, would never work. You were special. You did things like music camps in Michigan, which brings me to when you lost your virginity. You may not remember, but I was under the same roof that New Year's Eve in 66 or 67, not sure. The first time I ever flew was with you. I went with you to Michigan to visit your friend Redacted, the the girl for New Year's Eve. It was also the first time I ever laid eyes on a bright, attractive, bubbly, blue-eyed Midwestern female. She was like an alien to me. She wasn't Jewish or Italian. Wasn't she your first? My first was up in Monticello, where I spent part of the summer with Lloyd and Andy working at Playland Arcade in Monticello. It was Lloyd's girlfriend. Anyway, back to the Michigan trip, because it was significant. Jeff, you took me with you. It was my first time out of Brooklyn. It was no big deal, but we went. Nobody else ever went anywhere back when and where we came from. And then on to Europe, the second time I ever flew. Savannah Airlines to Brussels, wasn't it $800 RT in Europe? I really saw a true transformation in you. you lost all of your chubbiness, and I remember noticing that you grew a few inches. We both got absolutely skinny in those weeks abroad. I will always remember how you were constantly working the train schedules, writing by night, so you would have a free place to sleep offer on a budget of $2 a day. Author Formers Europe on $5 a day was for suckers. We did it. We biked, we trained, we ferried, we walked, we ran. We always somehow managed to get where we wanted to go and see what we wanted to see. We slept on trains, boats, beaches, abandoned houses, flop houses, people's homes, friends' apartments, everywhere but hotels and hostels. We were too savvy to stay in a youth hostel, weren't we? Hell, I can even remember us having a sit-down meal on that trip. We couldn't care less about food, but we did enjoy all that cheese and bread and train station soup. Remember our first night in Europe? It probably was our worst, but we did steal 2 heavy, itchy blankets from. Okay. So, reminiscing with Jeffrey Epstein is not exactly my interest here. That don't give a shit attitude, your calculated aloofness, your sense of humor, and most importantly, that confidence came to you early on. So this is clearly a very close friend that was reached out for this 2003 book that was being written about Epstein, this scrapbook. I'm supposed to write something funny. Here's another buddy. But it's let's keep moving because I know there's more. Here's a bunch of full names here from the Jeffrey Epstein's class. Yeah, I'm gonna allow some dead air because I'm taking this shit in too. This is not anything groundbreaking. Again, if you can see the website, I'll post it in the chat if you want. Copy. Here. Just copy and paste this. If you want this website, go to, because my buddy made this website. He was a hacker. I've known him for years. He was a dangerous hacker. And he made this website. Now he's a professor. You would open this like any other computer, and you would hit the file downloads, and you double click the file as Epstein, and here it all is. A look into this life. Full phone numbers, full names, Dr. Stephen Levy, and addresses. Well, I think it's clear when you give no shits, but the truth is the intrigue here. Now I am perusing as much as I can till I get to where it starts to get a little nerve-wracking. Dearest Jeffrey, if I were to list my lifetime achievements, surely scoring higher than you on the 9th grade algebra, nobody gives a shit. A few years later, during a trip to Palm Beach, we were driving around admiring the homes when you pointed in the direction of a particularly impressive mansion and said, "One day I'm going to own that." I smiled and considered your comment nothing more than wishful thinking. Many mansions later, you have shown me the importance of having a vision and the determination to pursue it, a lesson I continue to rely upon for inspiration. He lived such a fucking pampered life, and he either got the easy way out, or, what's the other theory? He's still enjoying it. I don't know. Roses are red, violets are blue, your hair is like gold. I wish mine were too. I'd hate to see what I'd look like. Your Warren, is that another Epstein? Full fucking names. This is a photograph that's redacted. I gotta ask my buddy, did he redact these things? This album was specially designed and handbound for you by Wets Coleman. There you go, Wets. Using only the finest calf and Moroccan skins, which are individually selected. Okay, all right. Well, Wets Coleman, your legacy continues. All right, so it's going to get a little weird. There's a mosaic. I know that's a very rich fella from my earlier years. You're going to start seeing, this is like scrapbook style here. There's Frank Sinatra. Music, notes, glazing Epstein again with these photographs. Clearly a man that would frequent exotic countries. There we go. More pictures that are getting a little bit more comfortable. This is safe for work material. I do know that. I did check. All right, now here's a bunch of random females whose faces are redacted. Little demon. Piece of shit. He is the boyfriend of, we think he works for the CIA. I'm aware of the optics here. Everybody said he was like undercover working for, a 3-letter agency, and that somebody has come out and said that it was an exchange of information for leverage for all sides, and he was working apparently for the government. That's just one of many narratives out there. I can't say I know what's true, except for what we all know. Brillo Pinto had a huge input here. There are considered his floor days who took this picture, and there's Epstein laying with some woman. Just give me the $100. I will not tell Paula. Suppose if she doesn't know where the brakes are. Are you sure this will make my winky grow? As I mentioned way earlier when I started this, all of the friends sharing some kind of just perversion. It's consistent. Like, any jokes are always of a sexual nature. Always. Oh my, never seen those pants before. Waiting for my foot massage. To know that this asshole lived in such degradation. It all happened so quickly, from the Hawker to the 727. And there's another woman whose face is not public on these. This is what I am supposed to like. Heading for the blue sofa. Wake me up tomorrow. There's Ghislaine. He promised you what? That can't be lost on anybody, knowing that she was the one fulfilling all of these deeds for him. And there's this quotation. It is my putting together here that this is Ghislaine, that she took this upon herself to make this. This was all meant for Jeffrey Epstein's eyes only. There's also mention of a book being written about him, but there's also a scrapbook, and they reached all of his closest friends and family as far back as people that knew him in his childhood. If you started it with me, you know how early this starts. This starts like at his birth, and we go all the way till he's 50 years old. Who knows who Ghislaine is talking to here? It's creepy fucking photos. I'm not going to deny. Like, this is... You get a vibe. You catch a vibe here. And it may not be a comfortable one. I truly share this diploma with you. Thank you. Tell me that's... I'm nervous on what to say, but I know what we're looking at here. This girl on his lap... I'm going to just harken a guess. She's not 18. I'm going to go ahead and guess that. There. Oh, shit. There's Ghislaine and Epstein. She's the one making this shit. Two fucking demons. She better not get... Whoa. Alright. I know this is safe for work. I'm just reaffirming that. Uncle makes Poppy. One day, Uncle F decided to... This is a child's handwriting. I'm going to guess maybe one of his siblings, nieces, who knows. One day, Uncle F or E, or I don't know, decided to go Poppy. He had never seen Poppy in his life. Even though he is 50, he has never seen it. Narrator, why are you here? Said Uncle F. Get on with the story, okay? So as I was saying, he was going for the toilet. That's what I'm guessing. That's toilet. As he are we talking about poop? He popped on the floor. Bro, this is like, the insinuation is very, very disturbing. I don't know, like, what I'm really reading here. This is just real-time reactions. I mean, this is the second time I'm opening this file to tell his mommy that he had pooped or popped on the floor. Mommy, me, Poppy on floor, and me see Poppy for first time. No, not the narrator again. What? I don't know. I don't know. I just know the fucking demon that I'm reading about here. Here comes the bride, all dressed with. Where is the groom? He's in the ladies' room. Is this a kid writing this? What is his reminder? Work on his binder. I don't know, dude. I don't know. So from a kid's perspective, I'm assuming related to Epstein, he's drawing all these or she's drawing all these crying girls around. This is Ghislaine. This is Epstein. This is the child. What is this? What is this image? There's so much room, almost too much room for speculation. This is disturbing. I don't know. The whole tone, the whole vibe here. Feeling a little sick. Oh shit. Okay. All right. So this is what I recall. Again, just for anybody that comes in at this point, I'll stop going over this over and over. I just need to clarify. Friend of mine for many years, over a decade, pro hacker, 100%. He's a professor now. He teaches high schoolers how to protect themselves from hackers now. He's very successful, and he built this website, and he makes it like a digital machine or computer, so that when you go to the website, it's like your computer, and you choose the file. You got to know where to navigate. You double click files or downloads, and you double click Epstein. And this is a compilation, a scrapbook, a bunch of information. Because we keep hearing on the media more Epstein shit is getting released, and so he did this. He is a very passionate advocate of getting this out there. He is his politics shouldn't matter, but so regardless, he wants the same thing we all do. So this is all redacted, but you can tell that that's a kid, man. Redacted plays the whatever, very uncomfortable pictures. There's a mix of family and friends and all this shit, but given friends. They should all be arrested. Oh, that's not creepy. Guessing that's Epstein. Cool. Finally, at the home of our friend, let's call him Mr. Brown, Jeffrey unveiled his plan. To some, it may have seemed a get-rich-quick scheme, but to me, it was pure genius. Rob and Unalive was the name of the plan. How clever. The first victim, which is a real person, redacted, to be attacked and brutally plundered. Would she want more than that? What did I tell you about the consistency of this kind of humor? It just gets sicker and sicker and sicker. On the boardwalk in Venice Beach, broad daylight. The dastardly thieves were never caught. Postscript, I retired from the life, but I recently read an article in New York which led me to believe that my old friend E had continued on and became an industry leader. Mr. E. Mr. Epstein. Mr. Brown. Tell me that's not another young person. And there's Epstein, completely just melting next to this individual. When people want the truth, man, you gotta be prepared. Jeffrey was such a nice man, a sweet, innocent type. One of my employees called him Mr. Epstein, the math teacher. Always ready to lend a hand, help a friend in need. He even volunteered to help out in surgery at UCLA. Scrubbed, put on the gown, the whole bit, just to do his part. Here's a bunch of scumbags. Look at this. Look at that eye contact here. If you ever needed a reference or an image of just something skeezy, evil, snake in the grass type shit, I get that with all these cocksuckers here. I don't think there's a single innocent person in this photograph. Then things began to change. I think it was shortly after he encouraged Morgan to say woof on the phone to me that I noticed the beginning. And when, while his friends were willing to either go blissfully ahead, eyes closed, trusting in the almighty Jeffrey, began to get that look in his eye. Yeah, no shit. He was cooking up something either evil or at least deadly. I always hoped he wasn't spurred to action by my action, the unforgivable, immortal sin of getting married. No worries there, bud. On the occasion of Epstein's 50th birthday, I don't know what these acronyms mean. A VFPC is something to be, a VFPC is something to see. A liver, a lover, a Jeff, a Jeffrey. Let's all give a cheer for today. He's 50. 5 decades, L, or half century, by birds and by bucks, C's and M's are his key. Blonde, red, or brunette spread out geographically with the net of fish. Jeff's now the old man and the sea. Teaching math, trading options for foreign currency. Trading options for foreign currency. Okay. Green eye shades, schemes, and plans. A unique tax strategy. Wet dream. And I don't know. I don't know what that is. An architect's wild spree. Moscow, Paris, Santa Fe. We know about this island. We had that whole documentary that breaks down what the damage he did in my home state of Florida. I mean, when you spread this on an international level, Maxwellian delight, a mother's treasure, greet joy most surely. Harvardian patron, brain researcher for extending wannabe outrageous unconventional, spirit-free, best of all, a dear friend. Happy birthday, Jeffrey. Vanity Fair poster child from some fucker named Leon. Loves and kisses. Loves and kisses from Gene? Maybe Gene? All right, let's keep going. What is this? No, I will not stop the chronometer. Keep going. Too fast, too much. Please stop. I don't know what I'm looking at here. Joy. Little Andy Warhol version of Epstein's face. Ghislaine did everything for this man. And she's just sitting there locked away. I can't believe that the narrative has gone so far away from releasing this. This is my issue with my president and Kash Patel and Bongino. This is what they ran on. They were going to release everything. And we have not gotten that. This is the closest. I wish you... Okay, more happy wishes. As a birthday gift to you, I managed to obtain a very early version of the Vanity Fair article. I talked them into changing the focus from you to Bill Clinton. As you will see from the enclosed excerpt. Happy birthday. I'm making conflations. I'm the one with the red strings and on the meme going, with the wild look here from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. As a birthday gift to you, and I'm just talking about how the media has found every reason to be distracted, and one could argue justifiably with all the events and attention. And Epstein is just a name that you're not hearing. There's a subset of people that are still demanding that these files get released. And so as I'm talking about distracting and distractions, I read this. As a birthday gift to you, I managed to obtain an early version of the Vanity Fair article. I'm guessing that they focused on Epstein. I talked them into changing the focus from you to Bill Clinton. As you will see from here we go. Vanity Fair. Who was Jack the Ripper? Okay, that's somebody. Okay, there's a joke. Financed by Jeffrey Epstein. I don't know how much just truth is said in jest, right? This friend has been close to Epstein throughout his 50 years. This is from 2003. Who was that man with Epstein? Inquiring minds are asking who is the man with Epstein. Epstein is, of course, one of the world's most famous men, a household name throughout the planet. His picture has appeared on the cover of every magazine in the world. Everyone knows his story, from his humble roots on Coney Island to his rise of one of the most envied public figures of the Western world. But what was he doing flying to Africa with an obscure former politician from Hope, Arkansas? Who is that politician, and why would Epstein have picked him for the coveted seat on his private jet? Politicians, celebrities, heads of state. Who knows how many three-lettered agencies buddies he's made, or did make, or have. Vanity Unfair was determined to get to the bottom of this mystery man and to reveal the story behind the story. Normally, we would not pry into the private life of an obscure Arkansas politician. I don't think this part's satire, particularly one who has tried so hard and up to now so successfully to keep his private life to himself. No shit. But the moment this obscure man stepped into... Wait, Arkansas politician? Does this talk... This is a second reference to Bill Clinton. I remember an ad from when I was very, very young, when Bill Clinton was still running, and it was, "Don't let Bill Clinton do what he did to Arkansas." I believe this is a satirical commentary of facts. But the moment this is... Okay, all right. Why would a man like Epstein, who can pick and choose his companions from princes to professors, select a flying companion from the Ozark Mountains? To be sure, he was a Rhodes Scholar, but we all know how easy it is to get a Rhodes if you're from Arkansas. There must be something else. Vanity Unfair decided to snoop around. Did Vanity Fair release something that he didn't like? The obscure politician reluctantly agreed to an interview on the express condition that it was completely off the record, that is what he told us. I'm gonna harken a guess, a hardcore speculation, that Epstein was jealous of the attention that Bill Clinton got, even when it was a national joke, and they were going for impeachment because of the shit he was getting away with. What is this joke that was in? This looks like one of those old Playboy jokes. I've done a lot of soul searching, and I've come to the conclusion that I should be thinking less about money and more about naked women and biomedical research, mathematical research. He was a man that appreciated math and women. It's no secret that Jeffrey appreciates beautiful women, but not many people know that he can create them out of thin air. At least he did in Iowa in 1988. This is all real, legitimate shit, by the way, at least as far as this compilation. I have on through my buddy's website here, who knows how many pages. This is 131 of 238. Okay, at the time I was managing the money of the Zimmerman family, and they lived in Fairfield, Iowa, a town less than 10,000 people between Ottumwa and Burlington. Hog farming is a serious industry there. Many feel that there is more than a little truth to saying that it's hard to tell the difference between the girls and the hogs in southwest Iowa. I had invited Jeffrey to come to Fairfield to see our investment operations. Pardon me. Anybody that's watching, like, any thoughts about this shit? Any thoughts? What's up, Pat? Yeah, it is sickening. What's up, Mishka? Great to see you. C-Files, what's up, brother? I'm sorry, I messaged you, and I had a lot of sleep yesterday. I got something great going on today, but this is something I've been sitting on. Let me just do an interlude. If you're joining me, again, I want to repeat, old friend that I've had for 10 years, professional hacker. He's able to do dangerous things. He is now, on the straight and narrow as a professor, a high school professor. And he made this website. The website is in your comments. Yeah, check out Hillary Scary Stuff. Hillary scared me for a very, very long time. Anyway, listen. Safe for work material, but it's highly suggestive and disturbing. So be prepared. Be prepared. And I'm farther down than when I started, even though the disturbing vibe stays with you throughout. Just be prepared to hear things that are very disturbing. And it's going to elicit an emotional response. You're going to get angry. Of course, you're going to get angry. Okay, let me see. He asked about the nightlife, and we could only laugh as we dropped him off at the local motel. The next morning, a group of 4 of us picked up Jeffrey to give him a tour of the area. At our first stop, we parked in front of a bookstore. As we were getting out of the car, a spectacular, tall, blonde woman suddenly come out of the store, walked directly past us and up to Jeffrey and announced, "I am new to this area. What's going on?" It turned out she was a sales representative for a firm selling academic branded athletic clothing, and she was literally driving through Iowa visiting local campuses. Jeffrey invited her to join us, and he did his magic. Within a few hours, he had invited her to return to New York with him for the weekend. The guys in the car were astonished to even see such an attractive lady in Fairfield, amazed that she passed over them to meet Jeff, and were speechless when she agreed to come to New York. I'll admit to wondering at the time whether Jeffrey somehow arranged the whole episode through some long-distance escort service, but the following week I happened to be in Manhattan, and Jeffrey asked me to give her a ride back in our company plane, giving me a chance to speak with her for a few hours. She was the real McCoy. This is all happy birthdays for his 50th. This picture's redacted. Interesting. What are we going to see? Interesting picture. For what purpose? I don't know. I don't understand what I'm looking at. I asked my house astrologer, what to make of you, and she gave me some incomprehensible charts and some very comprehensible words. I don't care. Philanthropic strength and coin. Okay. I like the part that suggested that you didn't know how you... I can't read the script. Greatly enjoy, blah, blah, blah. I'm ready when you are. You very dear boy, going back into the past as I have over the last few days, has in some ways proved a melancholy experience. All the old criminals suddenly came leaping out at me. Mac, Ogilvy, Swire, Baring, Alphonse, the Brigadier, the old man, and all the good times that we had together. One of the sad things in life is that fate conspires to move people apart to the extent that I hardly see you anymore, but I suppose that is why we are compensated by memories. I was speaking to BB. Oh, shit. I know where that's going to go. Last night before writing this email, and we both agreed that we were at a loss to decide which of the hundreds of hilarious incidents to pinpoint for you. There are just too many. Inspecting the Royal Schoolgirls' dorms. Chase inspecting the Royal Schoolgirls' dorms. This was their hobbies. This is a bunch of friends regaling themselves of pleasant memories. Chasing rabbits with Toto and the old man's dino. This is like all inside joke codes, I'm guessing. Trying to get redacted husband out of the way in Manila, blocking Ogilvy's Lou with the illegal goose. Yeah, what the fuck are we talking about here? At Barnes' wedding, doing 3-point turns in the tunnel in Hong Kong. When we asked the Mandarin driver to find us some girls. Dancing the night away in the tin mine in KL. Massage classes at Raxel. And so on and so on. It brings tears to my eyes. However, there was one evening which I recall always had you howling with laughter. We were in Harry's bar in London, you, me, the old man, Toto, Redacted, and the usual extraordinary group of camp followers, Lord Long, Ian Cruikshank, etc. Somehow Toto got it in his head that Redacted was a call girl that Doggy had fixed up for him. What am I even reading? Oh, okay. Just bearing in mind who we're talking about and what I'm reading out loud, they know exactly what they're talking about to one another. We have to go in this understanding the context, the pretext of it all, and what we know that they could be referring to just makes this so uneasy. Okay. Long Crewshank. Toto got into his head. Fixed up. After dinner, we all went off to Tramps, and Toto and Doggy got into the back of Doggy's car with Redacted sitting between them. Toto, grinning happily at the old man, reached down and pulled Redacted's skirt up to her panties and put his hand on her pussycat. The old man, smiling sweetly, leaned over, stuffed his hand into her pants so that Toto found his fingers playing with Doggy's. Sorry. Give this a moment. Okay. Suddenly, the awful truth sunk in, but Toto was too shocked to remove his hand. So they drove to Tramps with both of them still trapped in this person's name's knickers. Yes, I said that out loud. As in the panties or pants. All my love and what kind of birthday message is this? With many more to come in the future, and there are years behind you, Nick. Hey, Nick. Fuck you, man. I'm okay. I don't know if it's because I haven't eaten breakfast and there's only water in my gut right now, but I'm starting to feel a little ill. And this is about as far as I've gotten. I don't know what I'm gonna run into. This is dangerous. I think I'm risking the channel at the very least, but there's nothing not safe for work. I know that much. Everything's redacted. I guess all the full addresses and full names. That's a thing. Phone numbers, as old as they are. Once upon a time, an intelligent, sharp wit. I'm done seeing fucking compliments. You would spend hours just waiting for him to turn up. Imagine that image. Like, that can look innocent without the context, right? Imagine how many victims saw this that were incapacitated. This is the image they'd see. A whole network. And then the whistleblower, let's not forget, and I used to know her full name, God forgive me, passes on under strange circumstances. And often, so were you getting used to having him around, you would suddenly be alone again, leaving you with love, interesting friends, interesting in quotations, leaving you with, I don't know, some interesting friends to entertain instead. Oh, okay, here we go. Tell me that's, I mean, it's not Ghislaine because Ghislaine's face is public in these documents. This is somebody like a maid or something. That's another, I am assuming. You can't tell me it's a far-fetched assumption. Or just some dogs to keep you company. He wasn't always so keen on them. Are we on the island here? But then he would parachute in. This guy lived in such luxury, never knew hardship, and indulged in everything he wanted to, the sick fuck. He got to enjoy his life too long, and we don't even have closure on the facts of his end. We deserve better as a country, as a species. Very occasionally taking you by surprise to some far off places. Pure pot, still Irish. Pure pot. Like, I'm not looking at any of these. I'm looking at them and thinking there's always a double meaning here. Pure pot, still Irish whiskey. Or in one of his glorious homes he likes to share with his friends. Yum, yum. This is 50 years into his life. He got to live way too long. All right, I think we're hitting island territory here. I'm on page 143. If you want the link, please copy paste it. It's in the comments. You can go, but remember when you navigate, it's like looking at someone else's desktop. Just double click downloads, and once you open that, you'll see files and you'll see Epstein's name. Double click that, and then you begin. But wherever he is, the world, he remains my best pal. I wonder if this is the fucking asshole that's writing this shit. Happy birthday. These people need to be at a public hearing or execution. All right, the script I can't read. P.S. I can't. Jeffrey, I have agonized long and hard about what to write for your birthday. One version was a highly philosophical take on personal perception. I'll spare you the tortured prose. By the gist was that the way we see the world deep depends on our experience, how we parse things. You're one of the few people who has influenced how I parse and understand the world, and that version lauded you for it. But that seemed too heavy and pedantic, so out it went. Another version was silly and salacious, since your approach to life has so much of each of these things. A few years ago, somebody at a party asked me, "Does Jeffrey Epstein manage your money?" I replied, "No, but he advises me on lifestyle." Get the noose. The guy's eyes bugged out of his head, and he said, "Really?" Alas, I am ill-prepared to comment on your lifestyle in any detail, since I am sadly so far behind that it would be talking about things I know little of. Yet another approach was to... That's somebody not wanting to implicate themselves. Yet another approach was to comment on our shard. Hey, you rich, dumb Harvard fuck. You typoed. Shared interests in science and exploration, but again, it seemed lacking, so in the end, I have wound up with this silly excuse for a missive, neither profound nor funny, but I've included a few photos that I took on my recent trip to Africa. They seemed more appropriate than anything I could put into words. It's a monkey with his little prick hanging out. And this is what this old-time friend of Jeffrey Epstein's figured describes him the best, since he's at a lack for words, or seems the most appropriate. And it's a monkey with their prick out. Zebras fucking. Okay. Yeah. Getting a theme. Told you, every single friend, no matter how eloquent they hide their words with their fucking, pinky up kind of talk, they all have this consistency of perversion. These are the pictures chosen. Happy 50th. Oh, happy. Look, all right, this I've seen circulating, and it's not just a meme somebody made. This was from Epstein's actual scrapbook from somebody that's known him. So, happy 50th, balloons, birthday cake with one candle, a plane, and a bunch of young ladies and a mermaid. Some asshole named Joel. Oh, God. Oh, my God. $1983. Okay, man. This is a grooming implication. Epstein in 1983, while they're children, giving them balloons. Here they are. Stayed in touch with them. One's got his initials. 2003. What a great country. Ooh. Now, this made the media and pissed off a lot of people, but we got to face it. I voted for him too, guys. Twice. I voted for Trump. You guys know this picture, right? So, that's a giant check. The humor, it's consistent across the board. This is something as a voter and supporter of MAGA that, like, we have to call ourselves out. All right, it's not popular. People that support blindly, they don't like it when their own side is called out. I do another show that I put a lot more stake into, a lot more of my pride and passion stuck in the middle. Please check it out. We're breaking records every time we go on. I'm very proud of it. I'm gonna ask Josh how he'd feel about going through some of this shit. But we call out the left a lot, not so much to the right. At least it doesn't seem as easy. But so all that just to say, there's another redacted person. Very specific people are redacted. Oh, so this is all right. So this is the picture of Epstein selling a woman to Trump for $22,500. $22,500. Sorry. And they were, redacted. Don't know the age. Jeffrey showing early talents with money and women. Sells fully depreciated. This is, I'd imagine, is her name. To Donald Trump for $22,500. Showed early people skills too. Even though I handled the deal, I didn't get any of the honey on the girl. Oh, sorry. I didn't get any of the money on the girl. There's the picture that so all of this shit is available to the media apparently, because I've seen this picture on a mainstream media outlet. All of this is available. And it's only like they're hand selecting what they're using. I need to I'm scared. I'm scared to open up the next file. Since we first met some 30 years ago, I never imagined how many fucking stories, disturbing stories do we got to hear. I'm reading while I'm talking, by the way. I'm looking, I'm perusing. Insightful. Yeah, this is just more glazing of Jeffrey's personality. Nobel Prize, his reaction. This is the worst news I have ever received. See, his friends knew Jeffrey was all about flying around the world and knowing what he got away with, establishing a network of underage girls in Florida, the state I'm in. This man had access to the whole globe. What is up with this? I met Jeffrey as a client. Although very quickly, even though we were working together, we became friends, so I consider him first a friend. Of course, becoming friends was inevitable because for the first time, I met someone crazier than me. He can maybe be a bear, but mostly a teddy bear. Again, I'm not even reading anything that radical, and I'm like, I don't feel that great right now. He is the most adorable and coolest friend. This is a woman or a girl. He is the most adorable and coolest friend that anyone can have. Collecting homes is his hobby. When I met him, he did not want any construction. He could not stand to look at fabric with printed patterns. He detested Chinese curio. Okay. And today he begs for all of these. The last time I saw him, we met to review a plan. During our meeting, he made many let me see if the blue here. Hobby did construction to printed curio for last week plan. Made when to he so okay, all right. Just wanted to try something. He made many constructive comments, and when we left, I said to my colleagues, he was right. He learned so quickly that soon he will be outthinking me. For this occasion, I give him all my tenderness and my most sincere and deepest friendship, even though sometimes he can be a royal pain in the ass. So this is the intent. We keep seeing this the first 50 years. Who is that bum over there? Why, it's Jeffrey, I declare. The man of means in sweatshirt and jeans at a black tick formal affair. To add to life's piquancy, Jeffrey was increasing frequency on any occasion with little persuasion will outrage the public decency. No matter where you go, no matter how little or a lot they're talking, there's always an inference of this guy doing some shit, man. I'm telling you, his whole fucking network of people, they were either feigning ignorance, or everybody knew that was in this man's life what the fuck he was up to. I have heard that Jeffrey will act with morals, decorum, and tact, with honor, goodwill, and truth, but so forth. This information may be inexact. As far as I can detect, Jeffrey seems to select to express his mood terms rude, crude, and lewd, and politically incorrect. Jeffrey, at half a century, with credentials, I can't read that one, though up to no good, whenever he could, has avoided the penitentiary. Voiceover. There must be more to life than having everything. Donald? Yes, there is, but I won't tell you what it is. Jeffrey. I'm not going to read the names, so just know we go Jeffrey Donald, Jeffrey Donald. So Jeffrey, nor will I, since I also know what it is. We have certain things in common, Jeffrey. Yes, we do, come to think of it. Enigmas never age, have you noticed that? As a matter of fact, it was clear to me the last time I saw you. A pal is a wonderful thing. Happy birthday, and may every day be another wonderful secret. Donald J. Trump. And I believe it's been made public just a couple of days ago. Elon Musk has been cited in his itinerary. I don't know if it's like one of his letters is in this fucking thing. Bill Gates was also confirmed. No shock there. No shock there. Confirmed. I can say this without concern here. Bill Gates is listed as visiting the fucking island. I don't know if the quote goes as far as, we know he visited, but he's on the flight log, I think. For the men who has almost everything, but never enough of these, sent with best wishes for your 50th birthday. What does that look like? I don't know. It's like a Rorschach test here. 2002. Specially commissioned by Henry. There's fucking names everywhere here. There's the globe. Like glitter, like homemade. The sign for girls and boys there. You can get chocolate chip cookies. I don't. Okay. This is all right. So I did a quick read through here. It's all mathematics. Dear Jeffrey, I wanted to get you what you want, so here it is. Happy birthday. See, all right, there we go. Yet another female that's redacted. No, the females of age are not redacted. I don't want to be false. Ghislaine's face is public. There's other women, I think, just for their own protection that are redacted. Then there's people we've seen that we know they're not of age. You know that if you've been here with me thus far. That whole thing with the what we think is a family member writing to him, I don't know, it haunts me. That's George Bush's face being blurred. International funny man of history revealed as alien in disguise, strange being from planet never distant star, hatch sinister plot to corner choice real estate on Earth. They all exhibit curious aversion to food and wine. Ex-president taken in. This is heavy. This is like, it feels, like you're running a mile or something and you start to get a little tired. I don't know what I'm looking at here. Mind or mid B-day. I don't. Many happy returns. For Jeffrey with birthday greetings from Manny. Math humor. I'm sure we can resolve this eventually, but it will probably take the next 50 years. Stay healthy, happiest birthday, mathematics of life. Okay, now we're officially in uncharted territory. I didn't get this far. Where am I in the grand scheme of all these pages? Where's the number? Oh, page 189. Okay, all right, hold up. Okay. And girlfriends. This is going to get interesting. 1986 photographs. Okay, so can't make the assumptions. We just know, all right, all of the women are being protected and girls. So this is this is a letter from one of the girlfriends. Look at that drawing. Picture the scene without the audience. The girl sleeping on the floor, I believe, had shorter hair than they're censoring themselves there. ... Huh. Does it bring you back memories? I'm thinking of all the great. This redacted. This is okay. It's one of the females in his life, writing like a co-ed here. I can't believe it, but the good news is you look better the day you did years ago when we first met. Love always. This is the person that wrote the letter who drew this? All right, girl on the floor. He's playing piano. There's an audience. Okay. Some sort of public event. I received a call from Ghislaine. Of course she did. Who I had worked on, massaged twice in the last few months to work on her employer. If you haven't seen a documentary about Epstein, I think it was on Netflix. You learn about the whole network or just do your research. We know what we know. We can't unknow it, which is why we need to keep the demand high, the pressure on. He is a businessman and wants to work on his feet and his desk, she said. My first thought was corns and bunions and a curmudgeon of a man. When I first set eyes on you, Jesus. On March 22nd, 1993, you were sitting behind an enormous desk in your office at home on 69th Street in a jean shirt and sweatpants, and your feet were possibly the most beautiful that I had ever seen. By belonging to a man, I remember thinking that you looked like a more handsome Ralph Lauren. We moved over to a sitting area, and I sat on a footstool and worked on your feet. While you in an armchair watched me and Ghislaine worked on your shoulders. After a few minutes, you gave me that squinted eye look, a mix of calculation and enjoyment, both devouring and yet submissive. That is so. Just knowing Epstein and Ghislaine. All right, what is it? Epstein is the one being worked on. Ghislaine and this woman here, they're both massaging him. How many innocent victims were doing just that before God knows what was done? That is so you. And moaned a bit, and I thought, okay, this is going well. Within 10 minutes of my being there, you asked me to leave with your guys that night to go to Florida. I had never heard of anything so spontaneous and far-fetched, and yet I know that you were serious. I knew that you were serious. I had a previous engagement. I was throwing a dinner party, and so you said you would see me when you got back and have your secretary call and schedule. You did, and my life was forever changed. I'm grateful, really, beyond any words that I can put here, for your friendship, your belief in me, for all that you have taught me, all the opportunities that you have given me, and all the fascinating people you have introduced me to. Oh, I'm sure. When I met you, I was so tightly wound, and you were so crazy, and you gave me a happy medium. You showed me how much more I am than I ever thought I was. Your guidance has kept me on track and encouraged me to grow and think bigger. You built my business and my confidence, have sent me on travels that changed my life, given to me, taken care of my friends and family members. You have, for what's the trade off? What's the trade off? There's always a quid pro quo. Nobody just gives and gives and gives. What was she giving in return? Her friends? You have been infinitely patient with me, and I am so blessed. Nobody's blessed in his circle. There you go. Creepy, spooky Epstein. Epstein and young-looking folks, redacted faces, jizzies. A highly excited and distracted state of mind. Not a cloud in the sky. To a collector of more than beautiful minds. And that's in quotations. To a collector of more than beautiful minds. He whom appreciates architecture, undulating, or undulating, I don't know, landscapes, beauty marks in quotations, and there's blocked pictures here, and a bra. For a collection of breast photos, a compilation, of course, for you. I came to see you some months later. You told me to take off my top. With the usual Epstein smile, you looked at my breasts and said, "Yeah, I was right. Memory served you correctly. The beauty mark was on the right breast. One quotable memory. To a true friend with whom I have shared my completities. I love you and wish you the best next 50. I know from the phone exchange some years back, you like my bra. So, Jeffrey, which word out of this text do you not understand? Just a beauty mark." What am I missing? Hey, what's up, Global? Good to see you there. I forget the channel, but about a week ago, I watched an interview with Jeffrey's niece. No shit. Gonna have to look that up. Musk and Maxwell had been friends for years. I'm no shock. No shock. I don't know how much longer I can really go on with this. I've never opened the second file here. I'm guessing, Global, you've seen all this shit. Happy birthday to my favorite Jeffrey. We met in the summer of '85 at Indochine, which makes up us friends for 17 years. Can you believe it? During these years, we have had a lot of fun watching each other grow up, but there are a few memories that particularly stand out, which should make you chuckle. First, the day Clark, there's a full name, brought me over to your apartment and then left. After chatting for a bit, you blurted out, "You are a virgin, right?" After recovering from embarrassment, I answered, "Yes." "How did you know?" And you said, "Because you talk so fast." Then there was the day we went shopping together at Bloomingdale's, and you proceeded to throw me down on the floor right smack in the middle of the shoe department and started tickling and kissing me all over. Next, there was the time I stayed at your house because my apartment was not yet ready to move into. And one morning I woke up and there were white roses all over the room, so I asked who they were for, thinking you had a girlfriend coming over. And you replied, "For you." That was one of the most sweetest special moments I've had with you. So this was the day this woman's virginity was taken. Then there was redacted black tie birthday party. I was so excited that you invited me. Ace Greenberg was there, so I looked really cool as I just started working at Bear Streams, and there was one waiter for each couple. Now that was chic. I still smile each morning at the picture from that party which you sent me this past July for my birthday. Jeffrey, what I love about you is that sometimes you can be just so sweet and sentimental. Thank you for sharing that part of yourself with me. Next was a time you were driving around with JoJo and had a craving for frozen yogurt, so stopped by for an impromptu visit because you know I always have a treat in the freezer. Oh, I'm sure. You were so cute as you entered my apartment with that big grin on your face. Then remember the time I was living in California and you invited me to Palm Beach for a visit. Well, you had a guest and I hadn't seen you in a while and wanted to spend some private time with you, so we went out to the movies alone. Gosh, I could go on, but suffice it to say, I have loved you every minute I've had knowing you over these past years. Someone's blowing up my phone. All the chats we've had, life lessons, boy strategy, tears to laughter, and on and on. I hope I've made you proud and look forward to more adventures, exciting times with you in the years to come. They protected her name. I'm going to assume that's her. Jeffrey, you and I at a Halloween party. Okay, more of this. Visiting you down in Palm Beach, can't get a second of privacy with you and a camera around. Good old Jeffrey and his camera and information collecting. More of his women. P.S. I do not share. It just looks underage to me. Seeing a pattern here. Booby. Happy birthday, old fart. Don't worry in your case. The elevator ride. Bloomy's lingerie department. Are you lost? Seagate. The Roots. Buying lingerie. Am I a personal shopper? Chicken soup. Are you Jewish? Who's the floozy? Jewish. At AT or A plus. 7 is just A plus. What does he do for a living? So pigs fly. I have made it. What can I possibly say to you? The Bachelor. Okay. Now I'm scrolling. I can't read everything. Whoa, here's a mosaic. A collage. Everybody's redacted. Weird. Quite a collection. Shit. I recognize this yard. That sounds crazy. I don't even. Okay, there was a video I used to go around telling people that I saw, and I swear to God, it looks like Epstein and Ghislaine, and this is pretty. I mean, it's just grass on the floor. I don't know how I can recognize a patch of grass, so take my memory with a grain of salt. But it was of. Oh man, I gotta be careful. It was of Epstein torturing a female with a magnifying glass and concentrating the ray of the sun onto an area that's very, very vulnerable. And I remember seeing the pain of the woman, the way she was, and she was tied up to a tree. She's tied up to a tree, and it was a torture video. It was a torture video, and to me, to my eyes, it looked like Ghislaine was just watching with a smile while he was literally on that. It's been in my head for years. And if that video is out there in circulation, you can't tell me that, nobody that can do something about it hasn't seen it. I am getting ill. This whole thing is redacted. This whole page. Assistance. I don't know. If you guys want to see a part 2, I cannot open the other file. I'll show you guys what this website looks like. Come on. Come on, man. And thought you might like some bikini shots. This guy indulged fully in his sin, his desire. Gave up his soul. Look at all these places that they've traveled. And we only, like, we're so super focused on Florida. Think international, think global. I now live in New York City, have traveled to Paris, London, Milan, Copenhagen, Tokyo, Hong Kong, Stockholm, China, Singapore, Brunei, I don't even fucking know what that is, Bangkok, Bali, Ghana, Nigeria, Mozambique, Rwanda, South Africa. He really likes South Africa. Morocco, Ireland, St. Tropez, Florida, St. Bart's, St. Thomas, St. John's, New York, New Mexico, Moscow, St. Petersburg, Aspen. I have met Prince Andrew, President Clinton, Sultan of Brunei, Donald Trump, Antonio Verglas, Naomi Campbell, Stephanie Seymour, Peter Brandt, Kevin Spacey, Chris Tucker, Diana Ross, Michael Jackson, brilliant scientists, lawyers, and businessmen. I have flown on the Concorde, gone skydiving, taken a flying lesson, been scuba diving, parasailing, attended a Victoria's Secret fashion show, seen the private quarters of Buckingham Palace. Excuse me. Sat on the Queen of England's throne. Rode on a racetrack with Max Pappas. Learned countless skills. Jeffrey, there are no words to describe how much I appreciate and admire you. I believe you are the most extraordinary person I've ever met and can't believe how lucky I am to have become a part of your life. What you have shown and taught me in 1 year is more than most people experience in a lifetime. What else can I say? But, and then there's the pictures. Thank you. I'm almost at the end of this. I'm eager to end this. When Jeffrey joined Bear Stearns 24 years ago, it was a plan to put him on the American Stock Exchange floor to trade options on common stocks. Up until then, options had been traded over the counter. Jeff said no, and that was the last difference we ever had. Working with Jeffrey has been a pleasure, and watching his meteoric success has given many vicarious thrills. I'm sure that we will see Jeffrey's star glow even brighter. It's not easy to look at the truth. I see why people tend to want to look away. Jeffrey, I remember in the mid-'70s you being a star salesman for our tax advantage strategies. Happy birthday, Elliot Walk. Yeah, I'm saying the name. Welcome to the club from the first time that we... Can't read it. To Columbus and you... Oh, traveled to Columbus and you had Ghislaine carry your bags at the airport. She was just a fucking pick me, let me do it, handle it. She was a handler. Jeffrey was the boss and she was handling him. I knew I would learn a lot from you. Best wishes. I still miss my hat. I gave up on my tie. We're coming to an end on this shit. Know when you are winning. All right, so let me show you guys what it looks like. So I've completed the 238 images, pictures. Huh. I'm going to ask my pal that made and built this website about why this file is inaccessible. There's no paywall, but this is his website of his design, and it's just like a computer. I'm going back, see? CryptoJack, my repo, and this, here's the portion. If you use the website here, again, you know, he's a hacker. If you want access to everything here, Naomi Campbell is sick, so is Meghan Trainor and Kevin Spacey. Here, I got a video screaming the Tyrone. Hello, I just want to say, bro, you know, just evaluate your own personal time and if it's ever really worth it to, you know, the YouTube beefs. I understand they're there, but I really think that you have better things to. I don't like him any more than you do, but I don't know. I think with Stuck in the Middle, please, I'd entice anybody to check out the show that's on my community post. We're breaking milestones. Josh and I have never, and I appreciate what you do though, Tyrone. I do. I can't deny it. You know, I wish him, I don't know, nothing good. Nothing good. The Stuck in the Middle show, real quick, is where Josh and I continue to keep like our passion, and the kind of growth that we're seeing is inspiring us. Like, we're gonna be working hard. We got 100 subs in an hour after this last live stream, and a milestone of 42,000 views.
Yeah.
Like, we just never expected it. We never expected it. So please, Kirk was interesting. I know who this user is, where they're from. Kirk was a racist, xenophobic, misogynistic, homophobic pot stirrer, one who cloaked himself in the mantle of Christian nationalism. F him. I disagree wholeheartedly. Yeah, but we have the platform for anybody that feels this way to call in or share and support every citation here. I think it's been proven, unless you're looking through your own tainted lenses, that he is not racist. He embraced everybody. He used statistics that were not popular because they were true. He's helped so many people of various backgrounds and descents. It's just so false. Xenophobic. Well, I've got my issues with, some of the Islamic cultural things. I don't want to, like, I'm putting this person on blast a little bit. To call him xenophobic, and he was able to speak to a gay person and tell them, because of my Christianity, I have my own qualms about the lifestyle, but as a human being, I respect you. Homophobic pot stirrer. Okay. Well, I mean, we are getting all kinds of interesting feedback on Stuck in the Middle. Feel free to please join us there. That's where the majority of effort goes. And, with that being said, let me see what you got. What's up there, TN? They will never release it for they were to their lies of everything in the last 200 years that would end their BS. Both were snakes, especially. Oh, man. I can't co-sign, but I can say you're invited to compel us one way or the other on the show Stuck in the Middle. You can call in anonymously. You can comment. We can have civil discourse. But I think some of these terms, like trafficker and all these, they get thrown around so much that they're almost completely losing their fucking meaning. Meanwhile, talking about Epstein, like, there's no question about what a scumbag, nefarious little demon he is. Then again, just all right. So tomorrow, Tuesday and Thursday, is when Stuck in the Middle goes live, 8:30 to 9 p.m. I'm going to talk to my buddy about maybe getting access to the other file. I just went deaf in my right ear. Hey, Nikki. Always a pleasure and an honor. Guys, I just happen to enjoy having a platform and using my voice and listening to others. And I'll never say you can't change my mind, because I'm not an absolutionist. So with that, this has been a strange live stream. And expect strange on this channel, Progressive Patriot. Expect structured work on Stuck in the Middle, but expect strange on this channel, because life is strange, and we are all a reflection of that. God bless. I have to get into my day here. I appreciate anybody taking the time to listen, and especially to comment. Truly, it's not thrown. Okay, all right. No. Invite any citations, progressivepatriot44@gmail.com, or catch us live tomorrow. I'm out of here. To justice and the truth. Later, guys.